All right, let's talk about American healthcare. We do have the Negron for Congress shirt here again, and these are available on Amazon right now, and it's cropped out here in this video shot, but that's fine. So I want to talk to you guys about American healthcare and what I believe the right and the left get wrong. Let's start with the right. I think that the right side of the aisle likes to say, no, healthcare is good, leave it alone. We don't need Obamacare, which I agree with. We do not need Obamacare, but stay with me here. They say, we're fine, we're fine. Well, we're not necessarily fine. Actually, our healthcare system is broken. I think that there are ways that we could improve it greatly. What we actually have in American healthcare is not pure capitalism. It is not free market capitalism. It's actually crony capitalism, which is essentially capitalism mixed with a lot of government centralized influence. So it's basically capitalism mixed with socialism. What does the left side of the aisle get wrong? Well, they say, okay, so our healthcare is wrong, which I agree with. It is broken. They say our healthcare is broken, the system is wrong, so let's give it all over to the government because they'll fix it. Heck no. The government, through crony capitalism, through encroaching on the free market, is what broke the system in the first place. They are not the solution. So that is what the left side of the aisle gets wrong. This is kind of like, to give a comparison, this would be like an abusive husband saying to a wife, hey, look, I know that our relationship isn't great and it started because I abuse you, but what you need to do now is listen to me entirely and I'll fix everything and we'll get out of this, our relationship will be great. No, you don't give that abuser more power, you go back to the root of the problem and you give them less power. So Obamacare and a single payer healthcare system is a terrible idea. What is crony capitalism and how is our healthcare broken? Well, number one, through Medicare, Medicaid, and other entitlement programs, the government became the single largest consumer of American healthcare and funder of American healthcare. And the government gets mass rates. They get discounted rates through bulk pricing because they are the largest single client for American health insurance, American health care. So what does that look like? Well, you best believe that when you're paying, let's just say $10 for a treatment or for a medicine, the government isn't paying $10 for that. They might be paying $5 for it. They might be paying $1 for it because through their relationship with the healthcare industry, they can negotiate those things. They are the bigger consumer and they're the government, so they have a lot more power and a lot more influence. But you then pay basically a secondary tax by, number one, paying for the people in those entitlement programs in the first place. That's the first tax. But the secondary tax is that you pay the inflated price. You pay that $10 fee where the government is only willing to pay the $5 fee or the $1 fee for the same exact medicine or the same exact treatment because it comes through government means and through their crony capitalism, not free market capitalism. This is the free market being married in an unholy union to the government. That is broken capitalism mixed with socialism, crony capitalism. It is already somewhat of a centralized system that we have right now, and the left wants to bring it more centralized and give more power to the government. That is why I say the way to fix this problem is actually to open up the free market, to shrink our entitlement programs as much as possible, to ensure that the elderly and the sick who actually need them are the only ones who get those entitlements, and that everyone else is empowered to thrive on their own, and that the free market is empowered to bring fair pricing and transparency. Now, on that note, I also support transparent pricing in healthcare. This is something as simple as healthcare receipts and published comparisons between pricing so that one person isn't paying through healthcare provider A $10 for an x-ray and another person through healthcare provider B isn't paying $100 for that x-ray or for that identical treatment. This is something that I think we've lost through the crony capitalist system. We've lost transparency and fairness in pricing. These are two ways that we can take major steps forward in fixing the healthcare problem that we have today.